Friday night football, the wind is calm, but a hurricane is a-coming. But the Knights are a-coming to valiantly defend their 4-0 record here on Waycross Community Media. The Northwest Knights take on the Wilmington Hurricane here from Townsend Field at Williams Stadium in Wilmington, Ohio. Jonathan Palmer and Jacob Williams with you. I took a page out of your book there, Jacob, for that open. We have got a great Division II, Division III Southwest Ohio Conference matchup coming up between two very tough teams, very evenly statistically matched teams.
That's right, JP. And as a veteran of this ball game last year when they had it out at Northwest, this was a good game, one of the most hard-fought games I saw last year. Of course, tonight they come in here on the Weather Channel. They were saying how we've had a quiet hurricane season this year. And now with the Knights rolling their round table into the eye of the hurricane, they need to see to it that the hurricane season continues on its quiet course. Now the hurricane has other plans for the Knights here on their homecoming, and they do not want to repeat last year's history of a Northwest victory.
The second conference game for both of these teams, both Northwest and Wilmington 1-0 in conference play. As mentioned earlier, Northwest 4-0 overall, Wilmington 2-2 overall. Wilmington coming off of a 17-3 victory over Edgewood last week. Cody McCune, 31 from 60 from the air, 364 yards. You got Adrian Young, the big receiver on their team, but on the ground, you got to watch for Jerry Johns, Chris McFoy, and Andy Fisher for Wilmington.
Well, I'm sure Wilmington has their weapons that they want to come off the ball with. And Northwest Knights come in here. We know what they can put up at you. Corey Roberson, Corey McGinnis, the Corey story, if you will. And they got all kind of talent around them in other positions. Of course, not to mention the kicker, Kyle Kostoff, Northwest stalwart kicker. Now, he's been the man kicking the ball for them, and he's actually the #1. He's in position of being the all-time, all-position school record for scoring at Northwest High School. And he's first out of 112 kickers in the area. And talking to Kyle before the game, he's proud, but points out the epic protection he's had all along the way since his freshman year of putting a toe through the ball for the Knights. So here we see the Knights breaking out of their little end zone huddle, coming over to the sideline. We got the Orange Hurricane.
Real quick, referees for tonight, the officials, referee Bob Eckert, umpire Tony Martin, linesman Don Bodecker, line judge Rick Keys, and back judge Larry Harris. The cloud from the dry ice fog machine just kind of sitting over the southern end zone. Wilmington will receive the opening kickoff. And back for Wilmington should be Adrian Young and Marty Bogart. And as we mentioned earlier, Kyle Kostoff, the kicker for Northwest.
Of course, Northwest, they come in here. Kyle Kostoff been handling the kicking duties. Speaking to his kicking coach, Coach Barber, before the game, he indicated to where Kyle Kostoff is getting mail, a couple schools, Denison University, a couple other places coming to look at him close up. He has good skills. He can just about put this ball on a dime where he wants to kick it. And so we're going to hopefully see what he could come up with. I know the Knights want to see touchdowns instead of field goals tonight, but I hear a whistle blowing and looks like we're about to get this thing jumped off, JP.
Yes, sir. Perfect night for football. Kostoff gets a good deep kick. Adrian Young catches it on his 6-yard line. Ball is loose. Looks like we'll have Wilmington falling on it at the 16-yard line.
Almost a costly mistake right off the get-go, JP. Hurricane fortunate to get on that fumble.
Marty Bogard gets that fumble recovery, just spits out as he's tackled.
Of course, Northwest on special teams. They got to make sure they don't allow any big plays on special teams and just keep them to reasonable yardage. So here comes the Hurricane, first down.
Cody McCune will be under center. Garrett Scott in the fullback. First snap, McCune gives up to Scott up the middle. Little to no gain.
Of course, on defense for the Northwest Knights, from what I understand, number 11, Brandon Schoen, 5'9", 177-pound junior. They won't have his services this week, but he should be back.
Coming into this game, Garrett Scott had 18 carries for 137 yards, averaging 7.6 per game.
Man in
Back
motion,
in the gun.
inside
Give is to Adrian Young. Young will also be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Again, no gain.
Can't make the corner, host the Northwest Hats there. Willie Robertson, 5'11", 216-pound senior, among others. Northwest Knights play a pretty respectable defense. These guys can hold their gaps. Everyone stays home. They don't just go freelancing around. So we'll see what the Hurricane can come up with here on third down.
McCune in the shotgun. Takes a snap, looks back, pass, short pass, incomplete. Intended receiver, Antoine Morris, brings up 4th and 10.
Okay, so looks like the Knights have forced a punt here. They should come up with a relatively good field position as they can execute a proper reception of this punt, JP.
Back to receive for Northwest is number 10, Darius Johnson. Ben Constant. Back to kick.
So this is McCune. He kicks everything in the motion, and there's the long snap, and the kick is up.
Kick was by
Fair
Matt
catch
Credit.
Called for.
Fair catch taken by Darius Johnson right at midfield. 3 and out forced off the start. Turnover on downs.
Good to see the Northwest defense acclimating themselves to the situation. I see number 17, Jeff Spears, 5'7", 157-pound senior. He's a real go-getter. He plays with a lot of passion.
Coming into this game, quarterback Corey Roberson, 41 for 61 in the air, 631 yards, but he's also got 44 carries for a $194, 4.4 average on the ground. Look for a good mix.
It looks like he's got Corey McGinnis back there with him. Kicks number 10, Darius
Roberson
Johnson.
gives to McGinnis. McGinnis punches up the middle, picks up 2-3 yards, but he'll be stuffed and shoved back, so ultimate pickup of about 2 yards.
Okay, that was number 21 with the ball. Yeah, Corey McGinnis.
Northwest Division II, one of the top contenders in Division II.
Okay, yeah, and a lot of hats. Looks like Hurricane's going to be flying to the ball. Corey Roberson's going to have to figure out how to throw that ball and keep these guys off of the general situation.
Give to
number 10 right through
Darius
the first
Johnson.
line.
Johnson has room, right
Breaks
side,
that
scampering
tackle.
towards the end zone. One tackle beat, he'll be trucked out of bounds at about the 20-yard line.
Good decision, good play call. Johnson, 6', 165-pound senior. Nice block at number 55 and number 57. Keontae Chambers, Delton Culver, good blocks thrown out there by them.
Ball spotted on the 22-yard line, first down for the Knights with 9:38 and counting left in this first quarter of play. Give is to number 25, Devon Jackson. Jackson stopped about a 2-yard gain. Ball's knocked loose, but looks like we'll be down by contact.
It's like the Hurricane defenders were waiting for whatever they had planned for that play. Fakes to give to number 25, Devon Jackson. And later on, they will keep it in his stomach on that. And he's been known to pick up good yards off that play.
And correction, that was Corey Roberson on that carry.
I don't know what you got to do. This might be the play where Corey Roberson rolls to his left, looking to throw that ball.
One left for Roberson to target. Roberson gives to Johnson. Johnson has room. He'll get the first down. It'll bring up 1st and goal on the 8-yard line.
Good execution by the Knight offensive line. See McGinnis leading the way through that hole, and number 57, they don't even find anybody to put a helmet on until they get about 10 yards down the field.
So 1st down and goal, ball spotted on the 7-yard line. Northwest defense holding the Hurricane to a 3-and-out at the start and getting great field position, working several minutes off the clock. Roberson in the shotgun.
Got number 10 in motion. Give to
is to McGinnis. McGinnis has room. He'll pick up about a yard.
So the Knights continuing to put pressure on the Hurricane defense. Knights offensive line looks like they're on the verge of having a really field day type of night with these big blocks I'm seeing.
So 1-yard pickup. 2nd and goal from the Wilmington 6-yard line. 44 yards on the drive so far. Flags.
Must be too much time.
And there will be a delay or a false start called. It'll back up 5 yards. Remains 2nd and goal now from the 11-yard line.
Corey Roberson comes away. Coach Mahan got the play that he wants. Corey Roberson, he's just a cool customer. He seems overly shook. He's just as steady as she goes. But he's a true gritter. I'm sure he's got mail in his mailbox from all over the continent.
And another false start.
Hey, now what
looks like this? That might be against Tristan Snow. I saw him, he was on the line. I was looking at the quarterback through my binoculars. I see Snow move up on the far side. He was right on the line. He should have stayed set. Looked like he may have thought a false count. Further 5-yard back up. Ball now on the 16-yard line. Still 2nd and goal. 6:54 and counting left.
Well, they got all this room to the near side of this field, and I'd like to see if they can beat the Hurricane to this edge. They got trips over here left. Back there in the pistol, Corey McGinnis.
Roberson looks back, airs it out towards the end zone. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Northwest. Give it to number 18, Mylan Baldwin, or excuse me, Darius Hayes-Caruth.
Darius Hayes-Caruth fights away from that defender, and he comes up with that ball, more or less a jump ball, and he wanted it more.
We'll see how.
It's like number 5 for the Hurricane trying to stop that play. Evan Massey. Here comes Kyle
Kostoff, 17 for 19 coming into this game. Click, blocked, and that'll do it. So after the first 2 series, Northwest up 6-0 with 6:28 left in the first.
Northwest moved that ball methodically and systematically down the field, JP. Then they started to shoot themselves in the foot with some things on offense, but here they are. Did that scoreboard first, even though they didn't get the extra point.
Here is this touchdown coming up.
Here we see Corey Roberson again. He looks all the way to where it's left, where he's going to throw that ball. Just a perfect pass right into his arms. If the Hurricane defender could have seen a little bit better, he may have been in position to jump that, but he just didn't have the vision to see where the ball was actually at.
Northwest drive, 6 plays for 50 yards, 4 minutes 3 burned off the clock. 16-yard touchdown, Roberson to Darius Hayes-Caruth, sends up 6-0.
So here come the Hurricanes back to receive this kickoff. They don't want to see a replay of what happened on the last kickoff they attempted. But here's Kostoff, toe into the ball. Picked up by one of the up man, and he's hit.
31, Andy Fisher on that catch on the squibber.
Number 6, Shane Baldwin on the stop for the Knights special teams on that play.
First and 10 for the Hurricane from their own 26-yard line. A little better field position than their first drive.
Number 12, Cody McCune, senior now. I know he was a quarterback last year for the Hurricane in this game. And he gave a good account of himself.
McCune under center, give up the middle. That's number 38, Chris McAvoy. He'll pick up about 6 yards. Mark him down at the 33-yard line.
Stopped by number 10, Darius Johnson for the Knights. See, he ran past number 58's arm tackle, number 58 there, Michael Smith. Second and 2.
McCune under center again.
I formation backfield again.
Give to Andy Fisher. Fisher up the middle. He'll get the first down. Mark him at about the 39-yard line.
And number 58, Michael Smith, makes a stop on that play for the Knights. But it will be a first down for the Hurricanes. Number 40 also assisting on that tackle for the Knights, Julian Caldwell, 6 foot 196 junior.
Pitch back to number 24, Jerry Johns. Has room to the right. We've got a flag at about the 40-yard line.
Number 2, Cortez McGinnis, held his own, held his ground on that play, wouldn't let the Hurricane blocker shove him aside. And this is where the Northwest defense plays a good team defense. Plenty of speed out there for whatever comes up. Somebody tries to beat them to the edge. They're going to find out otherwise.
Waiting for the call. Holding is the call on the Hurricane. And a face mask on Northwest. Penalties offset. First down for the Hurricane. Ball will be spotted at the Hurricane 39-yard line.
We got number 81, Andy Ely, running into the game as a wide receiver for the Hurricane. Cody McCune looking over the sideline.
So first and 10, ball on the 39-yard line. 5:22 remaining in the first quarter of play. Give up the middle to number 24, Jerry Johns. Flags down.
Holding against the Hurricane.
March it back.
Looks like we got, what, 5:18 left to go in the first quarter. Looks like JP, the Hurricane has quite a big cheerleading crew down there. It looks like there's about 20 of them down there.
Not to mention a pretty large crowd, able to be the 13th man.
Well, I'm sure the Knights are going to make sure that they don't have any reason to jump up and give them any problems being a crowd. It's like the Knights are about to blitz on this one. Here they come.
June back to pass. Aired out. Caught by, looks like number 38, Chris McAvoy. He'll be down to the original line of scrimmage.
Stop made by number 5, Keshawn Horton for the Knights. Was able to run him down. Good sure tackle.
Second and 11 coming up for Wilmington on their own 38-yard line.
Of course, these teams pretty much know quite a bit about each other. They've been playing each other every year now.
Back in the pistol. Back to pass. Short pass falls incomplete. Intended receiver was either Adrian Young or number 21.
Looked like that ball might have had someone put a fingertip on it. I'm not sure. I know last year this game, the Hurricane had a guy by the name of number 45, Mr. Number 45, Mike Day, creating all kind of trouble. But they don't have him to give the ball off to this year.
McCune back in the pistol. With a low snap, back to pass, under pressure. Short screen pass complete to Chris McAvoy. McAvoy picks up a few yards, but it'll bring up 4th and long.
Looks like number 5, again, Keshawn Horton on that stop, or is that somebody else? Is that number 6 on that stop for the Knights, Shane Baldwin, junior.
4th and 8. Looks like Wilmington will try to go for it here, or they may try a bit of a pooch kick.
We're going to have to kick this ball.
McCune has, yes. Kick is up.
Knights is no one back there. It's just going to have to roll where it ends up. Takes a good Hurricane bounce.
Rolls out at the Northwest 20-yard line. So another turnover on downs forced by the Knights defense. Northwest takes over. 3:28 left in the first.
So as Knights offense is over there in the huddle, Coach Mahan trying to figure out how they want to attack this Hurricane set of downs. And here they come out on the field. They had some big guys out there for the Knights offensive line. Looks like this number 71 for them, Sterling Clark, 6'6", 312-pound senior. Got a man in motion.
Gives to Devon Jackson. Jackson rolls forward for about 5 yards.
Northwest Knights, they have a workmanlike offensive line. They're doing enough good work to keep these guys out of Corey Roberson's face. And these guys aren't seeing tacklers till they get a few yards down the field.
Just under 3 minutes left now in this first period of play.
So
Roberson in
pistol.
Pistol with McGinnis as a tailback.
Fakes to give, and now he takes it north and south right through the hole. That'll be a first down for the Knights.
Ball brought up to the 36-yard line.
Looks like pretty much everything the Knights run is kind of right-handed. I'm sure, of course, that touchdown pass was to the left, but...
And if Northwest hadn't gone to the air, they may have been forced to give it up or try for a field goal.
Yeah, those penalties down there, they were shooting themselves in the foot for a while until they righted that ship.
Roberson in the pistol. Drops back, looks to pass.
Plenty of time. Right down the middle.
At the 40-yard line.
That's Tristan Snow.
Tristan Snow.
Number 12, Tristan Snow. Puts the avalanche to these guys. That big play. That's the one, see again, Corey Roberson all day to stand. You let him stand back there like that, you might as well go home because he's going to pick you apart.
When you've got a multi-dimensional quarterback like Roberson, you got to go for him.
And you got to let him use all his dimensions. I mean, I know he can run. If he decides he wants to run, I know he can do that. But this guy can do pretty much whatever he has to do with the ball.
Roberson gives
number 10
to Darius Johnson. Johnson has room into the end zone. Touchdown, Northwest.
No flags on the field. There you see again, they're giving motion man, and again, big blocks being thrown by that offensive line, just steering these Hurricane defenders right out the way.
So a long drive for Northwest. Kyle Kostoff trying to make his first point after of the night.
Yeah, he's trying to approach that record, and this
Kick is
one's up.
And good. So Northwest goes up 13-zip with 1:40 remaining in the first quarter. Northwest dominating the trenches, dominating the outside.
And dominating the dents in the scoreboard. So I'm sure that's what the Knights had in mind coming down here. They just want to make sure they stay focused and keep their foot on the pedal, because I think last year these guys got back in the game.
I'd like to thank the Wilmington statistician for giving us a scoring play summary after each play. That last Northwest drive, 4 plays, 80 yards, 1:48 ticks off the clock, 24-yard run by Mr. Johnson.
You see this offense to Northwest now, they're just starting to feel getting started. And they could get this thing revved up into a track meet if the Hurricane. You see again, they give inside. Look at that blocking. I mean, there's hats. And I mean, the guys back there, the safeties, they're on their own out on the island trying to stop this guy. So here's Kyle Kostoff.
Kostoff gets that kick off. A long kick. Caught by Mr. Adrian Young at his 3-yard line. He's got some room to run. Flag down. Tackle made at the 25-yard line.
Nice return by Young. You know, made a nice grab off that, caught it off there and straight up field.
Holding called on the receiving team.
So here comes the Hurricane offense. Again, he picks that ball up straight north and south, gets to the wedge, and through the wedge. I mean, you got to give this guy credit for that being a good return on his part.
So a big 20-plus yard return. Ball ends up spotted at the 15-yard line. Wilmington has never started a drive more than the 25-yard line in this game. It's their third drive, 92 seconds left. McCune under center. Long count, McCune gives to Fisher. Fisher tries to go up the middle.
All kind of Northwest defenders there. The ball comes out, but the whistle blew it dead. And see now, with this lead starting to go up, Northwest defenders and start pinning their ears back for this guy.
Northwest is just loading that box. You're going to have to go around the outside if you want to get anything on this Northwest defense.
You're not going to beat them to the edge either. I noticed they're not testing number 17 out there. They're going to have to test somebody throwing that ball at some point.
McCune pitch
defender in the backfield.
Jerry Johns. Down for a loss of about a yard.
The thing that blew that play up was by number 5, because Sean Horton, he was all over that right in the backfield before they could even get set. And luckily, he didn't make the tackle back there, but turned it all inside.
3rd and 10. Clock ticks down to 30 seconds left in the first period. And every time Northwest defense pins Wilmington, their offense is going to have fantastic field position.
There you go. And that's the name of the game. Because you don't want to get these guys going on the other side of 50-yard line if you can help it.
McCune
back to
pass. Has a room. Airs it out. Caught by Brendan Schweitzer. Gets the first down. And I believe that's their first down of the night.
And Willie Robertson and number 40, Julian Campbell, on the stop for the Knights defense. So they let that one get away on 3rd down. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score, the Northwest Knights 13 and the home Hurricane of Wilmington 0.
That last drive Wilmington had, that Northwest forced them to punt the ball away. Those penalties, they shot themselves in the foot.
Oh, yeah. But, you know, we don't want to get these guys penalties-wise. It's just a matter of there's going to be some, and you have to overcome them. There's you know, no such thing as a penalty-free game, I don't think. I don't think even Bear Bryant would, you know, admit that there's going to be no penalties in a game.
Northwest 5 first downs in the first quarter. Wilmington 2. Northwest 8 rushes for 84 yards, 7 for 12 on Wilmington. Don't forget, hey, we're all volunteers here. If you'd like to get involved with us, you know, our truck's parked in a nice place. Hopefully they're not getting carbon monoxide alarms going off in there with that grill. I tell you, I had one of their burgers here. It is fantastic. It's a great facility here. We go to lots of great facilities. If you want to join us, give us a call at 825-2429. Check us out online, www.waycross.tv. Northwest had 140 total offensive yards in that first half. Wilmington, 40.
Well, I'm sure that's the way Coach Mahon likes it. You know, coming up here on the road, this is a, you know, road trip for them. Of course, last year they went up to Ross, but that's just a ride up the street compared to coming out here. But we could see that the Northwest Knights about to put the hard day act on these Hurricanes.
Run up the middle. Gain of about 4 from Wilmington.
See, this is what you want if you're Northwest. You want those cheerleaders standing there with their arms behind their back, daydreaming. You want the fans texting their brother-in-law somewhere out at the golf course. You don't want them into this game.
Jerry Johns tries to truck up the middle. He'll pick up about 2 on that carry. Wilmington is going to have to try something other than punching it up the middle if they're going to get anything on this Northwest defense.
I agree with you. And they're going to have to come up with, I don't know if they can protect well enough for this guy McCune to throw the ball. But at some point, they're going to have to get his Knight defense other things to think about. Number 8 in motion.
McCune in the pistol, back to pass. Pass is complete to Jerry Johns. That'll get the first down. Ball down at about the 43-yard line.
You see me? .10:28 left to go in the half.
1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line. McCune back to pass, complete to the right side. That ball caught by number 8, Adrian Young.
Looks like this number 8, Adrian Young, for the Hurricanes, is involved in a lot of their looks on offense. Whether he's in motion or getting the ball actually thrown to him, he could be one of their keys.
2nd and 7 with 9:50 left in the first half.
Here's Young in motion again.
McCune under center, give to Chris McAvoy up the middle. McAvoy has got a hole and a first down.
Chris McAvoy running through there with big boy shoulder pads that time. There's the give to him. Good blocking. Yes, sir. You got to give the Hurricane offensive line credit to get him punched through that hole.
First down for the Hurricane on the Northwest 42-yard line. McCune now back in the pistol. And flags.
2-minute motion possibly. No, this is, oh, okay, he made it wrong. It's going to be against the Hurricane. You know, it's good that they got after those nice pass completions and they give this guy the ball and he runs for 12 yards. If you're the Hurricane, this gives him some balance now, something more for the Knights to think about.
Yeah, if you're the Hurricane, don't you want to vary it up, make the Northwest defense keep guessing?
That's right.
1st and 15 now, back to the 46-yard line. still in Northwest territory. The first time all night the Hurricanes been in Northwest territory. McCune back to pass, complete to Adrian Young. He'll be back to the original line of scrimmage, plus about 2 yards, mark it at the 40.
This is a little drive the Hurricane has going.
They had a few drives. They saw what worked, saw what didn't. They're trying.
And they better try even more because this is homecoming. You got your homecoming game. That means a little bit extra. And whenever they have the dance, these guys want to be proud of themselves when they're busting the move out on the floor.
McCune under center.
Our formation.
Give up the middle.
That one stacked up. Looks like number 29 for the night.
Chris McAvoy on the carry.
Julian Daniels in there, putting a lot of shoulder into that stop for the night defense.
Third and 9 now for the, or excuse me, that should be 3rd and 8.
So 3rd and long, of course, this is probably going to be 4-down territory for the Hurricane either way.
Trips near side for McCune, drops back.
Here comes the blitz.
Looks to pass,
Sean
passes
Horton.
right.
That looks like
Catch
where that
on the
flag
far
was
side.
thrown,
We've got
it
a
should
flag.
be going back for holding.
Ball caught by Adrian Young, but it could be for naught.
When Sean Horton come through there like he was shot out of a cannon, JP, on that blitz. Officials trying to sort it over, holding.
Horse collar called on Wilmington, and that'll back him up 15 yards. And that is a shot in the foot penalty. Good pass coverage for the Northwest secondary.
Yes, good, you're right, the Northwest secondary able to contain that. No yards after catch.
Ball spotted now on the Wilmington 42-yard line.
Now they're playing behind the chains, way behind the chains, JP.
3rd and 27. McCune back in the pistol.
So they got a stack formation right. McCune's probably looking to throw up there.
McCune
If
back
they
to pass.
flush him out,
Ball, he dropped the ball. He scampers on the ground.
he's not going to be able to
brought
get
down for a
around.
loss.
Number 29, Julian Daniels, for the Knights, that's what I'm saying. They got too much speed. You're not going to beat them to the edge. Looks like there could have been a call to block in the back, but I only play one on TV. Look at this. He was no way going to beat this guy to the edge.
So a loss of a yard on that after all that drama. 4th and forever.
This is where you got to tell number 10, Darius Johnson, you know, just get this punt received.
Darius Johnson back to receive Matt Credit's punt.
Nice kick.
Big, deep kick.
Johnson makes a move.
Picks it up
First
on the
guy misses.
19-yard line. Johnson has a bit of room. He'll be trucked at the 29-yard line.
Decent return by Johnson. Made that first guy miss. Let me see again. Yeah, number 4 couldn't get us enough of a hand arm. Nice block.
So 1st and 10 for the Knights from their own 28-yard line.
So
6:38 remaining in the first
6:38.
half.
If the Knights can work their plan, they'd like to run the 6:38 off the clock as they score a touchdown or a field goal. Roberson kicks inside motion.
Fakes, gives to McGinnis. McGinnis gets nothing. Trenches battle all night so far.
Evan Hickey making that stop for the Hurricane. It's one play where the Knight offensive line looked a little scattered in their intent, but I'm sure that they'll come back with gusto on this play. Justin Berquist over the ball.
We must pay our
Corey
respects to
Roberson in
Mr.
their
Berquist.
pistol, flag.
And flag. Looks like it'll be going against the Hurricane. Encroachment.
Well, that's a good way to move the ball down the field. I'm sure the Knights will take it.
It'll bring up 2nd and 5. Ball at the 33-yard line. Knights still in their own territory, but we have seen already the Knights have that ability to move the ball.
Oh, yeah. And they have that ability to be stalwart on defense. Here's
I like that word, stalwart.
You like that word?
Yes.
Somebody told me that.
Roberson gives to Darius Johnson. Room down at midfield.
Looks like we got extracurriculars. Corey McGinnis tangling with number 7 on the Hurricane there. That's Scott Garrett.
So Johnson on a big carry. Ball spotted right inside midfield. First down. It's on the northwest 50. It's on the northwest side of the 50-yard line. That's always a debate we have in the truck on some games. Whose 50 is it on? It's not right on the 50, so it's not exactly midfield. Give to Roberson, keeps it. He's got room. He's on his feet. Gets the first down, brought down inside Wilmington territory. Put him at about the 37.
Looks like number 8, Adrian Young, on the stop for the Hurricane. Flag. Calling what?
Flag
holding
right
against the Knights.
Holding against Northwest. It'll back him up 10 from the spot of the foul.
So far, it looks to me like this guy, number 8 for the Hurricane, Adrian Young, is going to be a force.
Hold committed by number 12, Tristan Snow. So ball will result spotted on the Wilmington 47-yard line.
Of course, anytime you could get proper blocking from your wideouts out on the perimeter, it's a plus. Tristan Snow makes that block cleanly 9 times out of 10. But he's perfectly willing to redeem himself by snagging a long pass at any point in this game later on.
1st and 7, give to Willie Robertson. Robertson has room up the middle. He'll get the first down and more in a rugby-style scrum at the 35-yard line.
Well, JP, that carry was something. I mean, this guy, again, we still have a little bit of extracurricular yak with some of these guys, and some point it's going to lead to a flag, if not an ejection. Because a play like this here, there's a lot of time this guy in the middle of that pile throwing uppercuts in someone's gut.
Northwest 1st and 10 on the Wilmington 35, 4:20 left.
Look at that big number 71 offensive lineman for the Knights.
71, Sterling Clark, 6'6", listed as 312.
Yeah, he's going to steamroll somebody.
Robertson in the pistol. Count, snap, give to Robertson. Robertson has room on the right side. He's got a hole. He'll be brought down by a host of players at the 22-yard line.
And if you look at this on replay, JP, carrying on his ball, he bounces off Sterling Clark as he's throwing his block. Boom.
That's what set up his hole.
Yeah. So the Knights on offense again. They're moving this ball down the field. Cool, calm, collected. Corey Roberson just coming in there.
Ball spotted on the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Northwest Knights. 3:33 and counting left in this first half.
Kicks the man in motion. Gives inside.
To Devon Jackson. Jackson has room, picks up about 4 yards.
He backed his way through that hole. Once he got kind of grabbed and then turned around slightly, he just backed his way through that hole for another 4 yards. Watch this, JP. He did the moonwalk through there, JP.
Back. Beep, beep, beep. Excuse me. 3 minutes and counting left in this first half. 2nd and 5 for Northwest on the Wilmington 18. A long drive, burning that clock just like I'm sure they wanted.
That's what they wanted. That's where you hand the ball to somebody.
Roberson with Willie Robertson. Pass out to the outside to Devon Jackson. Jackson has room. He's on his feet. He'll be drug out of bounds at the 5-yard line. It'll bring up 1st and goal.
And he's able to break a tackle by Mr. number 8 there, Adrian Young. That's the first time I've seen anybody make him look anything like bad, but there he goes.
Antoine Morris involved on the stop.
Ball on the 4-yard line. This is where I'm sure the Hurricane defense doesn't really know what to expect.
Roberson keeps it up the middle.
Down near the, it looks like again,
Flags
it's always this number 7 for the Hurricane. Yeah, see, I knew that was going to eventually end up in something. No, he didn't want to pick on Mr. Sterling there.
Ball right now seated right on the goal line. Personal foul on the Hurricane.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's being said off and on, but it's been going on since midfield with Mr. number 7 there for the Hurricane. Scott Garrett.
First and goal.
Yeah, so they brought him out of the game.
At the 1.
Check his chill for a while on the sideline. Can't cost his team. You got to be chair upside the head accountable in this situation.
Justin Berquist, the center, ready to snap to Corey Roberson in the pistol. Roberson
gives to the motion man.
To Darius Johnson, gets his 2nd score of the night. A 1-yard punch in.
Flag football TD there. No one touched him. Like I say, the Hurricane defense doesn't really know for sure what to do. Kyle Kostoff in here again. It's like he's going to have number 10, Darius Johnson, holding for him. He puts it down, and it's up.
And it'll be good. So, Northwest up 20-0 with 2:04 left in the first half.
Of course, before the game, JP, Coach Barber said that, you know, with Kyle Kostoff being within 10 points of this all-time record, he didn't know if it was a sure bet that he'd get it in tonight's game. But he's going to sure get close if they keep running up this score.
Last scoring drive for Northwest, 9 plays, 72 yards, 4:34 off the clock. Scored by a 1-yard rush by Mr. Darius Johnson.
You know, you got various guys doing different things with the ball for the Knights on offense. You can't really key in on one guy. I thought Corey McGinnis would have more handles by now with the ball, but I'm sure in the second half of this game, when they start playing milk the clock, he will. Of course, I don't want to get too ahead of myself about the milk the clock in the second half of this game, because we still got 2 minutes and 4 seconds to find out about here, JP.
In this first half of play, Kyle Kostoff ready to deliver another kick. Young and Bogard back to receive. Adrian Young will pick this up on the 9-yard line. Dancing along the sideline, he'll be thrown out of bounds at the 22-yard line.
Good return by Young. He almost stepped out of bounds as he fielded that play. And somehow,
official right there to see it.
That Knight defender did the right thing, turned him over to the sideline.
So, we'll get a good idea how Wilmington's 2-minute drill is here.
Yes, we will.
2 minutes exactly on the clock.
Let's see, they've run number 3 into the game, Antoine Morris, 168-pound senior.
McCune under center.
Ball's
takes
fumbled.
It up the middle, ball loose on the ground, and a pile on it. We'll wait for the pile. Looks like preliminary position indicated towards Wilmington.
Well, this is that good time of year, JP, where, you know, you got football from Thursday to basically Tuesday.
It's at the most wonderful time of the year.
And a
Second
lot
and 10. Up the middle for Wilmington.
Northwest
Maybe a yard.
defense waiting. And it's number 3, Antoine Morris. I figured they brought him into the game. He looks like a change of pace back with some speed.
Northwest will receive the kickoff to start the second half. We tick to a minute left in this first half. Third and 9 on their own 24-yard line for the Hurricane.
Clock under a minute.
Trips stacked out on the right side. McCune back in the pistol. Now fourth joins. Looking for the bomb.
McCune
has room, but he'll be wrapped up for a loss.
12 timeout, Northwest. Okay, looks like the Knights will be willing to let this clock run out.
27.1 seconds left. Clock is stopped by the officials.
So I'm always a fan of homecoming games. I don't know, when you were in school, were you a fan of homecoming?
I always had to play in the band, so it always meant learning a new halftime show.
Well, I mean, that's part of why you do it in the band. You don't want to have.
It's always fun, you know. We play a couple songs, wait 5 minutes while all the finely dressed people trot it out.
Have they done suicide trombones this year?
No, they haven't.
I think they had to stop that, or did they?
I don't know. Maybe I'll have to ask.
We gotta.
We do want to mention real quick, Winton Woods beating Thurgood Marshall last night up at Welcome Stadium in a interesting game, I think is the way to describe it. 41-34, that final score. Very controversial ending, but if it comes down to controversial ending, why didn't you do it earlier in the game, right?
Well, I just feel like the Warriors, what they got to be careful of in this game is I don't know what the injury situation is. I don't know if Therese Curtis, he went off the field, and I didn't see him back anymore. Mike Edwards had hitch in his giddy-up. But all the people they put in to replace was more than capable to handle the situation. I'm just impressed with the Warriors because they somehow managed to win these games. And it's like someone famous once said, you can't argue with success. That's your alma mater, right?
Yep. 36 seconds. Wait, which one? Sorry, I was distracted by the clock. Clock said 3.6. It actually should be 36 seconds. That's what it is. 4th and 10 from their own 23 for Wilmington.
Of course, next time we're at Winton Woods, JP, that'll be entertaining that school from Heritage Academy in Pennsylvania.
Renaissance Christian Academy.
Joe Montana neck of the woods in Pennsylvania, I think.
And some team no one's heard of called the Steelers.
No one's heard of them?
Pooch kick. Bounces with a big Wilmington bounce. Bounce, bounce, bounce down to the 16-yard line where it rests.
And the clock just keeps on ticking. 14 seconds left. But wait a minute, you said no one's heard of that team from Pittsburgh Steelers?
No one in this area wants to hear of them.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said no one's heard of it.
I'm glad to see that they was able to beat the Steelers, plus not get pulled over for DWI celebrating the victory. Because like I said, when the Steelers beat the Bengals.
Our captain in the truck, Tony Suarez, was at that game.
He was?
Yes. He's a season ticket holder, poor guy.
Well, I'm sure he's seen some heartbreak over the years. You know, that's right.
He's paid his dues, yes, sir.
And, you know, it's like all I'm going to say about this. What's the official catch-up of the Cincinnati Bengals? Do you know what that is?
It probably can't be Hines.
The official catch-up of the Cincinnati Bengals is Hines. Where do they make Hines ketchup? I rest my case. And besides, the Steelers got Super Bowl victories, deep trips to the playoffs to show for their victories over the Bengals. What are the Bengals going to have to show for their little measly
One and
victory?
done?
Thank you.
I'm not negative. I'm realistic.
But no, I know the Steelers are going to take it on the chin. They're over there in London tonight, I think, playing the Vikings.
So we have something going on here that's held this up for a minute. Looks like the clock has been asked to be reset to 20 seconds. The official coming over to one of the Wilmington coaches using the radio.
It seems like the student section over here, the Hurricane student section, is damaging the seats. Of course, we know we had some collapses before, and I'm way up here at the, what is this, about 2 stories, 3 stories up?
Very high.
I don't want this stuff to start collapsing.
It's enough to, when your production engineer is running some cables down here and you're standing just outside the press box, you can French taunter him from quote Monty Python. I don't want to talk to you no more. But I do want to talk to you, the viewers at home. We love having you with us here on Waycross Community Media. This game happening on the 27th of September. You're probably not watching it on the 27th of September. Corey Roberson back in the pistol for probably one play. Roberson keeps it, has a hole scampering towards the line. He's got the first down, steps out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
Well, they're having a hard time shutting his clock off.
Flag in. Holding on Northwest. That'll walk it back.
So this is where the Knights might as well take a knee or whatever and just take us to halftime. 20-0 lead. Again, you got these 25 cheerleaders on the sideline. Every one of them got their hands on their hips, nothing to really talk about. And that's the way you want to have it. Hey, did the Northwest Knights, they didn't even bring any cheerleaders with them, did they?
Nope. Kind of a long drive up here.
That's
a good drive.
It's a good drive, but your cheerleaders, that's your school spirit.
Yes, it is.
I wonder if Miss Ruby, I think I can see Miss Ruby over there.
Oh, no, I think they are down there. They're just blending in.
Oh, yeah, I see.
They're in the dark. They think it's cold.
Yeah. Well, they think it's cold. They better be prepared because the way this night team looks, they're going to be playing some November football around Northwest this year.
Roberson gives
Look at this hole.
Corey McGinnis.
Mr.
McGinnis on his feet.
I'm telling
down
you, Mr.
to the
Magoo could have ran through that hole.
7-yard line. 7.2 seconds left as they move the chains. Timeout Northwest.
So they must be getting ready to throw a hail to the chief pass here. And we see this again, and he just hammered through that hole straight north and south. Somebody must have got cleared out big time. Look at that. That was a seal, a seam, and an alley type of play there, JP.
By the way, we'd like to give a quick thanks to the hospitality of the Wilmington Athletic Director here, Mr. Ed Blom, being very kindly to us and allowing us to come up here at this beautiful facility here in Wilmington, Ohio. It is the Townsend Field at Williams Stadium here up in Wilmington, Ohio. Good old Clinton County, home of the Wilmington National Weather Service office, I might say.
Oh, really?
Every time they yell at everyone to get in shelter for a tornado, it comes out of here.
Give me shelter, huh?
Ferguson gives to Jackson. Jackson has room on the sideline. He'll be brought down.
And he gets out of bounds.
Yep, gets out of bounds. 7/10 of a second left on the clock. Northwest is going for it.
Hey, you might as well. I mean, playing a road game. When you're on the road, you don't take the same. And, of course, like you were saying, the hospitality of the Wilmington athletic personnel has been great to us. And from what I'm told earlier in the game, JP, they're going to provide vittles at halftime, aren't they?
They're going to write something. We won't tell the viewers. They may get jealous.
Well, we're trying to get you people to volunteer so if they know that Montgomery and Ribs are coming.
No, not that lucky today. If I ran the Winton Woods Athletic Department, I'd probably try for that, though.
I thought you did run it. You and Mr. Franklin over there.
No. Someone took a timeout. Didn't see the signal. May have been Northwest. Could have been Wilmington.
It could be Wilmington figuring out
holler down.
how they're going to defend on this.
A Northwest timeout. They don't get to take them with them, so why not use them?
See, Northwest knows this game last year, you know, it got kind of out of the hand at 1.2, but then this Wilmington team is nobody to just lay down on and think we got this in the bag. Although they don't look as potent, don't look to have the same weapons that they had last year.
Remember, 2 weeks ago we were covering the Winton-Woods-Mason game. Winton-Woods busts a 52-yard scamper right at the end of the period. Roberson back to pass, under pressure. He is going to be taken down for a big loss.
But he retains possession of that ball, thankfully, for the Knights. And that could be a lesson to the Northwest Knights to not try to get too greedy. That could have very easily backfired big time.
So that'll do us for one half of play. Northwest will have the ball to start the second half. It's halftime here in Wilmington, Ohio. Northwest Knights lead the Wilmington Hurricanes 20-0. You're watching Friday Night Football on Waycross Community Media.
Do you like what you see? Do you want to see more programs like this? Well, check out waycross.tv for this program and others like these.
I began producing and volunteering for Waycross when I was in the 7th grade. Since then, I have produced many programs that have won awards on the local, regional, and even national level.
Waycross Media was the ideal place for me. I just got involved in, as I say, as a hobby and continued on from there.
Anyone with a message that they want to share should come to Waycross, take the classes, and produce their own television show.
Steroids can really damage your body. They can cause tendons to tear and bones to stop growing, damage kidneys, destroy the liver, even cause heart attacks and strokes. Not to mention something else they can do to a guy's body. Find out more about the dangers of using steroids. Visit drugfree.org.
Welcome back to Thompson Field at Williams Stadium on the campus of Wilmington College in Wilmington, Ohio. John Palmer and Jacob Williams with you. The Northwest Knights lead the Wilmington Hurricane 20-0. Nilch, nada, nothing. And Jacob, what is the word I'm kind of looking for to describe how this game has gone? Give me a word from your artistic vocabulary, vernacular goings-on in your mind.
Well, I'm going to have to copy off for you from our previous game this year. Something about a shellacking, but this is the homecoming night for the Hurricane, and the Hurricane did honor members of their 1963 team. But
well, yeah, we're going to go through some halftime stats real quick, Mr. Jacob.
Okay,
that
well,
tells the big story.
The big story in the halftime is the first downs, and the Knights have 13 against 4 for the Hurricane. Rushing 19 carries for 165 yards against 15 carries and 28 yards for the Hurricane. The Knights are 2-2 in red zone chances. Total plays, the Knights ran off 23 plays for 253 yards, where the Hurricane ran off 23 plays for 75 yards. The one statistic that the Hurricane won, if you will, is time of possession. They had the ball 13 minutes, 15 seconds against the Knights having it 10 minutes and 45 seconds.
Coming into this game, if you looked at the total stats, the average stats, both teams were getting about 325 total offensive yards per game. Northwest was only allowing about 214 per game. Wilmington was allowing 60 more yards per game. But we see that difference in this game being double that.
Well, one thing I just want to say for the Wilmington, they could have gotten a little bit of momentum from the way they handled that last second at the end of the first half drive that the Knights were attempting to add more points, and they kind of give Corey Roberson rude treatment in that. And I'm thinking that could have been the type of spark they could have got a little momentum to carry over into the second half. Hopefully they had some issues, sportsmanship issues. Number 7 and a couple of hand fights and a little bit of flag got tossed at one point. And he got to quiet that down. But number 8, Adrian Young, playing an epic game for the Hurricane, but others will have to chip in.
Quick mention, if you'd like to get involved with the activities of Waycross, there you see our wonderful production truck coming all the way up here to Wilmington, about an hour drive north of our studio. If you'd like to get involved, join us at some of these fine facilities. They fit us up in the press box this time. That's pretty good digs here. 825-2429. You can check us out online, waycross.tv/volunteer. You get to go through plenty of places in this corner of the state. We go up to Columbus each year for the OHSAA State Wrestling Tournament. It's a fantastic time had by all as we get ready for Northwest to receive this kickoff to start the third quarter.
Of course, like JP, we know we have 3 teams in the neighborhood this year: Winton Woods, Northwest here, and Mount Healthy, Fighting Owls, all looking real good for the playoffs and playing some ball in November this year.
First kickoff to be received by the Knights. Back to receive, number 10, Darius Johnson, and number 25, Devon Jackson. Mr. Ben Constant will take this kick. Kick is up. Big high kick, caught by Darius Johnson on the 15-yard line. He'll run, be taken down at the 26-yard line.
Good special teams by the Hurricane. Put the stops to that play before he could get going good. Looks like the Knights will set up shop about their 26-yard line.
Northwest just dominating the line of scrimmage, just winning the battle of the trenches.
Of course, Coach Mahan comes in here, inherited this team from last year, Coach Murphy, but it looks like he's riding this just right. Looks like Snow with the ball on this jet sweep.
Snow,
and he busted
another tackle. He's on the run. He'll be grabbed and taken out of bounds at the 40-yard line. That is number 32, Evan Hickey, on the stop.
That's right. Snow trying to avalanche him right off the get-go, breaking tackles, and actually took a questionable hit out of bounds, but look at that straight arm. We'll see what happens here out of bounds here. He's well out of bounds, and then, you know, but that's the nature of the beast. Big Sterling Clark.
Corey Robertson in the pistol. Willie Robertson in the fullback. Give is to Mr. Robertson. He'll drive up for no gain.
Looks like he's going to be playing some both ways.
So it brings up 2nd and 10. Northwest on the Wilmington 40-yard line.
Looks like Darius Johnson had 3 carries for 63 yards and a touchdown for a 21-yard average. Snow in motion
Robertson
again and gets
Tristan
to give.
Snow. Tristan Snow to the right, loss of a yard.
Okay, so this tells me that Northwest comes in here with bad intentions for the second half of this game, homecoming or not. When you go to your homecoming dance this year after this game, you're not going to have much dancing feet.
Great crowd here tonight for the Hurricane, and Northwest traveling a fairly substantial crowd to fill up that section on the far side.
Well, Northwest, they just better get ready. If they play their cards right, they could have a trip a lot further north than this before the season's over.
Yeah, in some corner of the state that's dangerously close to Pittsburgh, I must say.
Oh, there
and
you go.
Flags.
Sort this flag out. It must be against the Knights.
Timeout
Oh, okay.
on Northwest. It's their first of the half. So it's 10:18 left.
Okay, so it looks like we got timeout here. We're gonna be taking care of this game by myself for a few minutes. My partner, JP, looks like he's got some business to attend to. Again, we have the Wilmington personnel asking the student section of the Hurricane over there to please sit and not stand on the seats due to safety reasons. And okay, so here's the Knights. Corey Roberson back there, pistol formation. He gets the snap. He's looking to his left to throw the ball, but incomplete. A little bit inaccurate. Threw it behind. Number 25, Devon Jackson. So the Knights looks like they're going to have to punt this ball, 4th and 11. But they could use this punt to pin the Hurricane deep in their territory, protect Kyle Kostoff, let him get this good kickoff for the guys, and see what happens. We got number 8, Adrian Young, back there looking to return this kick for the Hurricane. Adrian Young has been playing an epic ball game for the Hurricane. The kick is up. It's going to go away from Young, and it's going to bounce real good. And looks like number 4 for the Knights is going to be let down this ball on about the 2-yard line. And they did the right thing by keeping that ball away from Mr. Adrian Young. That might have been number 2, Cortez McGinnis, down that ball. So the Hurricane will take over on offense. As number 12, Cody McCune, trots out there. They break the huddle. He's going to be under center. Quinn Bass turns, gives inside. Tough yards there, given up by the Northwest defense. They probably give up about 3 tough yards on that play, maybe 4. So 9:49 left to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll call it 2nd down and 5. No breathing room for the Hurricane. Knight defense out there. Kuhn gets the snap, turns and gives, and this guy breaks a tackle around that right end. He's able to muscle nose his way in there close to 1st down yardage. It's like we're going to be about a yard short of the 1st down and bringing it 3rd and 1. So if you're the Hurricane, this is where you're going to have to start focusing on what you're going to be. They got Mr. Adrian Young split wide left, turn and give, but that's going to be stopped possibly on that attempt. Knight defenders was right there. Impact right off the get-go. We'll see what they're calling. They're calling it 4th and 1, 4th and 2, so he lost a yard, and out on the field comes a Hurricane punting unit. And this is where The Knights, so they'll send their man back to receive this kick. Number 10, Darius Johnson, standing on the 49-yard line. So the Knights should come up with good field position. Here's the kick. Nice kick in over in, and he's going to let it hit and roll. So for the Hurricane, they got a good bounce off that ball, and the Knights will have to set up shop on their own 36-yard line with 7:57 left to go in the third quarter. Of course, we heard a score from our truck right around halftime where the Coleraine Cardinals was taking the Hamilton Cowboys to the woodshed. Some kind of, 40-something or other type to 7 score. Hamilton Big Blue. Okay. Well, they're making their brown eyes blue with that score. So here come the Knights again on offense. Corey Roberson looks in there. He waves Willie Robertson off to the side a little bit. Trips left. Gives to Robertson. He runs through a hole that Mr. Magoo could have went through. And look at this. Breaking tackles. But once again, the defender that's able to put the stop on this after it's all said and done for the Hurricane is Mr. number 8, Adrian Young. So that's a good pickup. That's going to put the ball into Hurricane territory at the Hurricane 37-yard line. So here come the Knights. They break the huddle. Trips left. Corey Roberson scooting McGinnis over to a proper position. Gives inside, and he's busting through the middle again. Runs over a couple more would-be tacklers. Willie Robertson on this carry, and I'm telling you, he's looking like he's going to be the leader in rushing yards for this game. The Knights got the ball now on the Hurricane 23-yard line, and they're sticking to their plan, like I said earlier in the game, to make sure that Hurricane season stays as quiet as it's been. And that Hurricane, like that flag in the south end zone, isn't moving an inch. There's the give again. Mr. number 1, but they're waiting for him there. Willie Robertson can't seem to get much going on that play. Number 50, Jimmy Klein on that tackle. He had other hats around there with him. I see number 7, Scott Garrett was in the neighborhood. But this Northwest offensive line, they're just out here in a matter-of-fact mauling, if you will. Justin Berquist over the ball. Corey Roberson in the pistol. There's the snap to Roberson. Nice snap, clean snap, and he gets it off to his right. And that ball is complete, but the officials have decided to throw a flag on the play. Devon Jackson on the catch for the Knights, but officials come in there and throw that flag. So they'll be marching this ball back on that nice play by Jackson, but the official's flag says, sorry, Miss Jackson, and we're going to move you back. Corey Roberson trots back into the huddle. Just comes in there with that smooth demeanor. Got number 1, Willie Robertson, back there with him. I don't know what Corey McGinnis is doing now, but I don't see him. There's Tristan Snow again. He gets to give, and he runs through a tackle and twists his way around close to the 20-yard line. Yeah, see, Tristan Snow, he has really elevated his game to where they have to respect what he does on the field. He used to do a lot of that motion last year, and he wasn't getting the ball. as a decoy, but now they're flat out putting it in his chest, and he's moving on with it.
So it's 5:25 left in the third quarter. Northwest will be 3rd and 9 from the Wilmington 22-yard line. So, clock now ticks to 5 minutes left. Roberson looks to pass. He is under heavy pressure, throws away.
Yeah, so no intentional grounding. He was outside the tackle box. Number 7 for the Hurricane.
Here's a replay. Wanted to define
Garrett.
If he was outside the tackle box. Yeah, just a bit outside.
Of course, it looks like they got Scott Garrett back to thinking straight, and he was a little wound up there for a while. Want to throw a few dukes down there in the end zone.
Field goal attempt for Northwest. Kyle Kostoff is 4 from 4. His longest is 28 yards.
He's capable of this kick. He is much capable of it.
Kick is up.
And the kick looks...
And it will be good.
There you go. So
with 5 minutes left, Northwest now up 23-0.
So that's 3, that's 5 points. I don't know how close he was to that record. Said he was within 10 points of it. So he may come away with that record after tonight.
48-yard field goal by Mr. Kostoff. That drive, 7 plays, 42 yards, 2:58 worked off the clock.
So you know that 48-yard field goal put him in the good graces of some scouts for some university. Of course, we saw a UC scout at the Wynn Woods game last time we were there, and there's no telling they might have anybody scouting this guy tonight.
So there's, hey look, Jacob, there we are. Hi everyone at home. Thank you, Mr. Kent Lips down there on the camera. You know, Jacob likes to dance up here, for those who don't know. That's why we don't always get a camera up here. We get this really great view here. I'll stick my head out so you can see me better. We get this really great view, this really great hospitality. We got some great food up here today. Kostoff gets a kickoff.
There we go. There's Mr. Number 8.
Number 8, Adrian Young, has some room, and he'll be taken down with a big pile. One of the biggest returns up to the 33-yard line.
Of course, Adrian Young, like I've been saying, he's I don't want to say the only player, but he's definitely shown me a lot tonight. And he'll stick his nose in there on both sides of the ball.
He did a kind of a Bengals-type leap. Picked up a couple more yards out of that.
Why you want to put that on the guy?
No, that's it's style points.
Style?
But style points don't win you a game.
That's right. But I appreciate his effort there.
Yes.
A
valiant effort.
He took a leap of faith.
4:52 left.
McCune back there in the pistol.
McCune in the pistol. Looks back. Fakes. Now airs it out, intended for Adrian Young. Incomplete. Flag on the play. Pass interference.
Flag on the play. It looks like number 6 pass interference against Shane Baldwin. 5'8", 161-pound junior for the Knights. This is where the Knights, they got to keep their focus. I know they're developing a big lead here in this game at 23-0, but you don't want to just let this game slip away on a big score when you could pitch a shutout either.
The Northwest crowd emitting a bit of a negative sound as that play is called.
Well, that's about all you could have called that one. I mean, Mr. Magoo could have got that call right.
First down for the Hurricane on their own 48-yard line, trying to march into Northwest territory.
This is where you need a quarterback who's willing to run for it if he has
McCune gives up the middle. A loss. Loss of about 1 yard. It'll bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, see, that play didn't do anything but make Northwest defense hungry again.
Chris McAvoy on the loss.
And we got 2nd and 11. 4:20 left to go in the third quarter.
McCune in the pistol. Jerry Johns back in the fullback. McCune back to pass.
Rolling out to his left, and he's looking to throw.
Thinks of it, keeps, rolls right, has a bit of room. He'll pick up about a yard.
Way.
He'll be taken down at the 49, 48-yard line.
Number 57, Delton Colvert, come in there at one point and fanned on him, McCune, but then he stayed with the play and was able to catch him from behind and being part of that tackle. He's lucky Colvert missed him. Here he comes right there, and big number 57 just missed him, but he stays with it, and you see him come in there again.
Delton Covard, number 57 for the Knights.
That's right. So now, next time we see the Knights in action, JP, what will that be?
Week 9 against Harrison, if memory serves.
Week 9 against Harrison, that's always you can throw away the records in that game.
That is correct. McCune back to pass. Airs out, nearly picked off. Reaching for it was looks like number 2, Cortez McGinnis.
Cortez McGinnis, he put the big leap, but he come away with air.
4th and 9 on their own 49-yard line.
Trips left, Twins right.
Yep. Cody McCune back in the shotgun. McCune will pooch kick it away. Takes another Wilmington bounce, rolls down, and will be stopped at the 9-yard line. Northwest will take over on the kick.
So they'll set up shop on their own 9-yard line with 2:55 left to go in the third quarter. This is where they might as well start milking this clock, if you will.
If you'll provide me just about 2 seconds to give an update on the Harbin standings. This is week 5, so the OHSA gave its first official computer rankings. Loveland leads in Division II, Region 6 over Winton Woods. Northwest 3rd, Mount Healthy 4th, LaSalle 5th, Withrow 6th, King 7th, and Anderson 8th. If they decided that this would be the first week of the playoffs after week 4, it would be a Northwest Withrow matchup for week 1. At Northwest, yes, since Northwest is in the top half. Roberson out to Tristan Snow. Tristan Snow wrapped up at the 20-yard line. First down.
Well, it's good to see here you naming all this local talent, teams that we know about, Northwest, Mount Healthy Fighting Owls, you know, in the neighborhood teams. Anderson, you mentioned them, but they're going to have to face the Winton Woods Warriors. Of course,
that'll be a Thursday night spectacular.
You could throw out the records in that game, too, even though Anderson, we saw them get plowed by the Mount Healthy Owls earlier this season.
That's always a good rivalry matchup. Give is to Willie Robertson. Robertson has room on the left-hand side. He'll tuck in, pick up about 9, be just short of the first down, put him at about the 30.
Yeah, we're close to a first down. Clock's still moving. You know, Robertson saw that it wasn't going to be there, bounced it outside. He needs to change hands with that ball, which he does. And Mr. number 11 climbs on his back.
Ball spotted on the 28-yard line, excuse me.
Wyatt DeWeese, 178-pound senior for the Hurricanes.
Under 2 minutes left in the third. Northwest still up 23-zip. Roberson takes, looks back to pass. Pass complete, actually, excuse me, dropped by Darius Johnson. In and out.
Darius Johnson trying to move that ball field before he had it.
That's that recoil action coming in the ball.
He had things where he could have had plenty of yards after catch on that.
Get a scamper. There you see some of the Northwest crowd.
That's right.
On this beautiful autumn evening.
You know, this Northwest crowd, they got a good feeling of playoffs last year, and I'm sure this year they want to go even further.
Of course, Waycross will cover as many tournament games as we are allowed.
Looks like they're looking to blitz this time. Here they
Roberson
come.
gives up to Devon Jackson. Jackson rolls forward. He'll get the first down. Looks like he'll be spotted around the 32-yard line.
Yeah, breaks a tackle in there. Good surge by his offensive line. You know, Justin Burke was in there at center. Plays a lot bigger than the 193 pounds they list him as. Good technique blocker that Justin Burke is.
90 seconds left in this third quarter. Northwest pretty much running the table on stats.
So here we go.
Roberson drops back, looks downfield, sees nothing he likes, heads out. He is past the line of scrimmage. No forward pass. He'll scamper out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Flag.
But that's, again, Corey Roberson, part of his game is that he knows when to run for it. And he's a capable runner. He's got really all the tools you'd want in a fine quarterback.
So, personal foul on Wilmington. Tacked 15 extra yards for Northwest on the end of that run.
You know, he did all his check downs. Everybody was covered. So, okay, I'm going to run. Here we go then.
He'll be out at the 42-yard line. Ball spotted at the Wilmington 41-yard line.
Well, that's they called that one. There was one, and then, you know, that one there was pretty blatant now. You see what the Knights come up with an offense now deep and well, they're well into Hurricane territory.
Roberson looks back. Short pass is complete.
Number 18.
Complete to number 18, Darius Hayes-Caruth. He'll be short of the first down by about a yard. Wrapped up at the 32-yard line.
This big number 71, Sterling Clark, he's just walking around there like he's the sheriff for that offensive line.
Darius Hayes-Caruth lines up on the near side. Twins outside. Darius Johnson and Tristan Snow.
Here's the give.
Roberson gives up the middle. Stopped. First down. And a little more. Mark it at the 30-yard line. On forward progress.
Willie Robertson.
Willie Robertson
going to be playing
carry.
Both ways, it looks like. They got the chain gang moving.
So clock will run down, 6 seconds left. Teams retreat to the sideline. End of 3 quarters of play. Northwest with a 23-zip lead over the Wilmington Hurricane here in Wilmington.
It's like Northwest Knights is crashing Hurricane homecoming, kicking sand in their face, if you will.
A little bit of celebration going on the Northwest sideline. Taking a look ahead, week 6 for both these teams. Northwest will host Talawanda on Friday, October 4th at 7:30 p.m. at Northwest High School. And Wilmington will pay a visit to the Harrison Wildcats on October 4th at 7:30. And we, us wonderful folks here at Waycross Community Media, you and me included, I guess they'll consider us wonderful, Jacob. I think they'll consider you. It's me that's debatable. Mm-hmm. We'll be covering the Renaissance Christian Academy out of, excuse me, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I always get a little, you know.
That's all right. Go ahead.
We'll get over it.
I mean,
That'll be a good out-of-state matchup. One of Winwood's first ever.
That's right. I want to
out-of-state
see
matchup.
Winton Woods as an independent now. They have to go all the way to Pennsylvania to get a team that wants to play them now, I guess. Hopefully that team from Pennsylvania don't bring the officials with them, that's all. Oh, did I say that? I don't think they will.
I hear nothing. First downs after 3 quarters. Northwest 21, Wilmington 5. Total offensive plays and yards for Northwest, 40 plays for 383 yards. Wilmington 29 for 85. That's the story of the game, I'm pretty sure we can say. Pass aired out towards the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for number 10, Darius Johnson.
Now this is where, frankly, JP, I'm starting to see some of the Hurricane faithful leaving their seats, and you know, this is homecoming. You got to, if you're the Hurricane, you have to have something to show for this game other than this egg. And the only thing I say, you know, this is a long line getting down the steps to that little stairway to, I don't want to call it the stairway to 7 because it's going downhill, but hopefully by the time it's time for us to go, they'll be out the way.
Maybe that's why they're leaving so early, so we don't have to wait as long. Roberson in the pistol, looks back, pass. Incomplete, no one in the vicinity.
Roberson back there, he thought twice for a minute, and then on the second guess, he just snapped that ball over everyone's head, but at least he had the decision to know if I keep holding this ball, I could end up eating it. And this is where, again, I mean, we see the Knights enough to know that they have a complementary team where everybody contributes their job and just adds to the equation very well. There's no one person that you can say, here we go
Back
again,
to
Corey
pass.
Wilson back
Deep
deep.
pass,
And that ball's
complete,
caught.
caught by Devon Jackson at the 4-yard line, and he'll be carried out of bounds. First
Devon
and goal for
Jackson.
Northwest.
That time, Mrs. Jackson will be happy with that play. Of course, there's number 8 on the stop again for the Hurricane.
There's the catch. 1, 2 more steps,
Adrian Young.
and they all fall down.
All over the field for the Hurricane. Adrian Young. It reminds me last year when we saw the Hurricane, they had again this guy, Mr. Henry.
Did I call
4.
that game with you last year? I think I did.
No,
Oh, I didn't.
no, you didn't.
Flags on the play. Referee throws a flag. Dead ball. Illegal substitution. You can't do that.
Do you know who Myron Cope is?
No?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I was going to say you might have
Does
called
he have
the-
lots of money for me?
He may have lots of dough, but I don't know if it's for you. But if you don't know who Myron
Chocolate chip
Cope
cookies,
is,
please.
if you don't know who he is, then I won't say nothing more.
Okay.
You want to do a game with him someday?
Oh, no, I think I remember him now vaguely. He did a couple games with you last year, didn't he?
Myron Cope?
Yeah.
No, but we could set you up doing a couple games with Myron Cope. Must have been the Hurricane.
So we are under an official's timeout.
I
Which
wonder
gave us
who they're
this
gonna
time
bring
to
in to
discuss
do the-
about this nothing.
Who are they going to bring in to do the ceremonial coin toss for this game against Heritage Academy out of Pittsburgh, PA? Franco Harris, maybe?
You want to try to set up me to do it?
You want to try to set yourself up to do it? You can. But you don't seem like you were Warriors.
Up
alum.
the
There's
middle,
Tristan
touchdown
Snow.
Northwest. Scored by Tristan Snow.
See now again. Here I'm seeing is Tristan Snow just increasing his contribution to the night playbook here, and with all these things they got to think about now, these future opponents of the Knights. they're going to have their heads full in the game film room studying of what they're going to do. Here's Kyle Kostoff. He may get that record of under 10 points that he needs. Hold us down, and the kick is up. And that kick is good.
So with 11:37 left, Northwest up 30-0.
30-0. Tristan Snow, I mean, this probably has to be one of the bigger games of his career. You know, he has that look where he could be, reminds me a little bit of a guy from my hometown. Played ball years and years ago. His name was Fred Biletnikoff.
I now have that Bruce Springsteen song stuck in my head.
Bruce Springsteen song sticking to your head?
My hometown.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're right. They'll probably
Of course I'm right.
They'll have
I'm
that
always
going
right.
on at the home. Yeah, you're.
Here's a look at this touchdown against.
Our director says that this game has got to be explained, and as we see Tristan Snow, he ducks right inside that would-be tackle. Number 3 trying to put the hammer to him. But Snow has really got more power than he looks like he has. That Antoine Morris, you know, defender for the Hurricane. Snow ran right out of that.
Last scoring drive for Northwest. 11 plays, 91 yards, 3:18 worn off the clock. Results in a 9-yard touchdown run by Mr. Tristan Snow. Up 30-0. Kyle Kostoff ready to kick to Marty Bogard or Adrian Young.
Look at that.
Nice high kick. Mr. Young catches it on the 3-yard line. He'll run. He'll have a little room. He'll get to the 20. Out to the 25, 30. Trips down at the 32-yard line.
You know, a guy like Adrian Young on your team is the kind of guy that you want because he does not give up. He's no quit in him. Scoreboard doesn't matter. And this guy's a player. I got to give him credit. And it's one of the things I enjoy about watching these games. Of course, I got my favorites, but I always enjoy seeing the competition do well as long as they don't do well enough to beat us, you know.
1st and 10 for the Hurricane at their own 30-yard line. McCune under center, give up the middle to number 38, Chris McAvoy. He'll roll forward for about 6 yards.
Steve McCune, he was the starter last year for the Hurricane. And looks like between last year and this year, he just doesn't have the weapons around him that he had last year. And he doesn't look like he could hurt you running, so he's going to have to beat you with his arm.
McCune again under center.
I mean,
Jeffrey
he's
Johns,
number 12.
or Jerry Johns, excuse me, back. And the fullback, give is to Johns. Johns up the middle. He'll pick up several yards.
Nice
He's
bull.
being carried forward in the blob down to the 30 or 45-yard line, excuse me. First down, Wilmington.
He never did get him down. Number 24, Jerry Johns. Hey, never did get that guy down, JP. Big number 74, helping him stay afloat. Jeremy Richmond, 274-pound junior offensive lineman for the Hurricane. McCune back to pass.
Back to pass.
Good
Airs out.
protection.
Deep pass.
That ball's gonna
Almost
be
picked off.
stopped.
Incomplete.
Number 2,
Cortez McGinnis. They're under giving the pressure.
I gotta give McCune credit. He had the right idea. Go back there and they give him good protection to stand in there and throw that deep ball. Fortunately for the Knights, they had a defender all over the case.
2nd and 10 for Wilmington from their own 45-yard line.
I don't know, with this kind of beatdown that they're putting, what they're putting
In
on
the I formation
Hurricane
for
here.
Wilmington. McCune gives up the middle to McAvoy. McAvoy rolls forward, picks up about 3 yards.
.10:07 left to go in the affair. And Hurricane just trying to get this ball. It's third down and about, what, 7 to go. Ball on about the 48-yard line.
Kuhn in the pistol.
Young in motion.
And flags on the play.
Of course, it's a good, like you say, Friday night crowd. They must be finished cooking. I don't see any smoke in the air and no odors.
Boy, it smelled good earlier.
That's what I'm telling you.
Penalty was offsides on the Knights. Bring up 3rd and 2 now. Wilmington on the Northwest 47-yard line.
If you're the Knights now, you'd like to seal this victory with a shutout here and have that much more of a feather in your cap, if you will. McCune under center.
Give up the middle to McAvoy. McAvoy is stopped. Looks like they'll give him a yard on forward progress.
Number 32 trotting into the game for the Hurricane. This looks like it'll be Evan Hickey.
4th and 1 with 8:54 left. Can Wilmington get the first down? Yes, they do. Rolls forward, picked up about 3 after the first down. They'll spot him at the 42 or 43-yard line, somewhere in that region.
Okay, so Hurricane showing their resolve a little bit here. Some coach on the sideline maybe told him, hey, you got to give some kind of account of yourself.
Ball spotted on the 43-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hurricane. 8:40 and counting left in this contest. McCune back in the pistol. Snap, drops back, looks.
He's going to be
under
hit.
Pressure, pass, aired out. Bobbled, caught down at the 12-yard line.
Going to be a flag. No, yeah, there's a flag for unsportsmanlike, extra fighting going on.
Grant Massey on the catch at the 12-yard line.
They're probably going to go half the distance and call that on the Knights. And big hit, though. McCune took a big hit. Valid hit, clean hit. But he was able to get that ball, hooked it up with his receiver downfield.
And correction, that was Adrian Young on the pass.
Yeah, so they call personal foul against Northwest. March it another half the distance to the goal.
First and goal for the Hurricanes on the Northwest 6-yard line, the deepest they've been in Northwest territory. Up the middle.
Number 38 with the give, but he's not going to get anywhere. Chris McAvoy. He had those trips left.
Hey, here's this catch again that set this up. It was almost a pick. It was almost incomplete. It was almost everything in the book.
And it's up to the Knight defense to see that almost continues to be the operational word where they almost score a touchdown on this.
Yes, 7:43 and counting. 2nd and goal on the 6-yard line. McCune in the pistol.
Here's McCune. He's going to try it himself, and he's going to be hit.
He'll be hit. He stays on his feet, picks up a couple yards. We'll mark him at about the 3 or 4-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know. I knew McCune would probably try to run one of them, but he doesn't look like the quarterback that's adept at being a runner. Although he was able to keep from getting totally worn out on that tackle because the guy had him measured, but we're calling it, what, 3rd and 3?
3rd and goal. 7 minutes left in the game. McCune under center. McCune drops back, pass. Adrian Young, touchdown!
Adrian Young.
Fire in the hole.
And there you go. If you're the Hurricane, you have something to show for this effort tonight. Mr. Number 8, Adrian Young. That's what I thought he was going to try. That kind of like fade pattern. My man can get it, or no one's getting it.
Ben Constant, the kicker, to try this point after. Kick is up. And good.
It's good.
So Wilmington on the board, fire in the hole again. 30-7 is the score. 6:54 left in the fourth quarter.
6:54 left to go in the contest. More than likely, the Knights are going to have to defend this onside kick attempt. I don't see no reason for the Hurricane to kick this thing off. You might as well try to get the ball right back.
Look for an onside kick, possibly. Wilmington scoring drive, 10 plays, 70 yards, 4:36 worked off the clock. Score by McCune to Young, 3-yard pass. Kick was good. 30-7 is our score. Wilmington will kick.
Yeah, that was, you got to give him credit, though, on that long pass completion, because a Knight defender had a chance to intercept that ball, and he couldn't come up with it. Went through his hands into the waiting arms of the Hurricane receiver. Had a personal foul in half the distance, and
Wilmington not showing their lineup just yet. Let's see what they show. Looks like they're showing a regular kick right now.
And Northwest got some hands up there on their front line. I see Tristan Snow up there.
Devon Jackson back to receive.
I'd onside kick this all day.
Deep kick. Jackson will pick it up on the 9-yard line.
He
Steps
straight
out.
north and south, but there's good coverage by the Hurricane special team on that.
Brought down at the 22-yard line.
We'll see if the Hurricane defense wants to feed off of that momentum from this score. Maybe get the ball back or force a turnover deep in the territory here. Yeah, he went, made the decision to go straight north with it, but special team defenders on the Hurricane had other ideas.
6:47 left. All 3 timeouts left for Wilmington.
Snow in motion. He gets to give, but they're waiting for him. See,
brought down for a loss.
Yeah, see, they realize as this game has gone long, if Snow goes somewhere, you better be alert because he may end up with the ball. And like I say, he's just strong enough, just fast enough to be elusive out there.
6:23 and counting. Ball back to the 20-yard line, Northwest. Still 2nd and 10, just past the 20-yard line.
Student section and the cheerleaders starting to get into the groove of cheering for the Hurricane. Snow in motion once more.
Snow in motion. Robertson gives to Willie Robertson. Robertson has room, stays on his feet. He'll be taken down at about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, he ran through a tackle right there. He just wants it bad. Because there's always going to be someone that gets just offended by them scoring that says, so we're going to ram one down their throat again. And there's number 8 on the tackle, Adrian Young for the Hurricane.
You see the Northwest cheerleaders. Robertson gives to Robertson. Nothing. Looks like there'll be about a 2-yard loss.
Of course, next week, Knights will be at home against Talawanda Braves. And if history repeats itself from the game last year, they're going to put a shellacking, hopefully, on them, where Kyle Kostoff could go ahead and finish breaking that record.
Northwest in punt formation. Back to receive. Number 8, Mr. Adrian Young. Northwest being held to a 3 and out.
There's the kick. It's going to be low kick, and Young is going to have to get
bounce.
away from this one.
And it's brought down at the 32-yard line by contact. Wilmington
Burke
takes over. 1st and 10, 4:58 left.
You see the center. I guess Justin Burke was the center on that snap, and he's the first guy downfield on the coverage.
Got some afterburners, I guess. So Wilmington will try to bring the score even closer.
We have some future Hurricane cheerleaders entertaining and being friendly with us. And
McCune, play action, pass, downfield, caught in the open air, down to the 20, brought down at the 10-yard line. Ball is loose. Northwest picks it up, runs the other way. On his feet, number 5, Keyshawn Horton.
What a turn that was. Nice defense by the Northwest defender to not give up, run this guy down, and force a fumble.
That was number 20, Brendan Schweitzer. On the catch, ball
Number
just
6.
stripped away.
Shane Baldwin on the tackle and forcing that fumble. 5'8", 161-pound junior for the Knights. 4:42 left to go in the contest. This is where the Knights need to just take and put this thing away.
Roberson in the pistol, give to Tristan Snow. Tristan Snow almost stopped in the backfield, spins out of it, but still down for a loss.
That's not the play they need now. They need this ball running straight in between the tackles. This is not fancy fake them out time. This is just, you know it's coming, but can you stop it time?
4:20 left in this contest.
Because they're kind of hurting that Tristan Snow is putting on these Hurricane tonight. They don't want to see him with the ball anymore, and if he has it, they might try to use any excuse they can.
And motion. Maybe that far receiver for Northwest. Could be Mr. Hayes Caruth.
Northwest looking to throw the ball, and
nope, excuse me, offside.
To me, JP, you got a kicker, a weapon like Kyle Kostoff. Just run this ball, and even if you don't get the first down, let him kick it, let him punt. But you trying to get cute, throwing this ball and stuff, things can go wrong. And I'm sure they're not brokenhearted by giving up this one score, but they don't want to see any more than that.
Give is to Robertson up the middle. He is stuffed for another loss.
3:36 left to go in the game.
Once again, we'd like to give a big thanks to the hospitality here at Wilmington College and by Wilmington High School. It's a very good facility for some Friday night action. Timeout on the field. This one called by Wilmington. Clock stops the clock with 3:28 left. Yeah, once again, great hospitality from Wilmington to allow us to come up and cover this game on relatively short notice. A wonderful facility for some football, don't you say, Mr. Williams?
I do, and especially their fans. We've had a couple fans in the bleachers up here making sure that we stay amused. Future cheerleaders possibly, who knows? By the time they grow up, they'll probably be out on the football team.
Just a quick look at the Division III Region 10 Harbin standings. Wilmington is back in 16th in that. This loss will put them even further back. Northwest will probably stay in the top 4 in Region 6. Roberson back to pass. Pass is complete on the right side. Ball is now he's wrapped up. That pass was to Willie Robertson.
You see that big number 71 for the Northwest Knights going downfield to throw a block on that? Does anybody really know what time it is? It says something about a Denver Hurricane on the shirt. It's a great day to be a Denver Hurricane.
It is.
What's a Denver Hurricane?
I'll ask. Denver Elementary School.
They're giving us some education about what's happening around here.
What I have just done is investigative journalism.
Investigative journalism? What you just done was harass that poor young girl.
You wanted to know.
If I tell you to jump in the lake, will you?
No. I got wet enough last week at the Coleraine Lakota East game. Mr. Suarez, our commander in the truck, was laughing so much he took the wrong source on the switcher.
Well, we have to give...
I think I just heard Tony say that he wants us to do a live studio show for an hour before the games from now on.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll invite somebody down to sit in with us.
Yeah. Have a nice chat.
Maybe
Punt
that
coming
dude...
up.
No, that dude is going to be busy for a few more weeks.
Adrian Young
calls fair catch. Fair catch.
He'll be done at the 36 yard line.
59 left to go. We're being told it's a great day to be what now?
Say what?
She says it's a great day to be what?
A Denver Hurricane. Yes.
Well, the Knights, like we said earlier in the beginning, have seen to it that hurricane season stays quiet around here. None of this sand getting kicked up in their face tonight. You know, so we'll have to see what happens, how their season unfolds. A couple more forks in the road for them.
Gunnar McCune back in the pistol. Trips right. Referee is signaling a Northwest timeout.
Northwest got some clean shirts in the game on defense. Number 63 is Manuel Fogey, 5'9", 233-pound junior. And I believe at number 70, Joshua Bailey, 5'11", 195-pound junior in there. And they're here to defend this last 2:59, 1st and 10 when the Hurricane sets sail again. You know, this Hurricane just wasn't strong enough to develop an eye around here with these Knights, JP. Looks like our friends from Denver Elementary are off to homecoming affair. Of course, that dancing they were doing, I could see that on the homecoming dance floor.
Cody McCune back in the pistol.
He pumps
Play
fake
action.
right and goes down deep.
Downfield, incomplete, intended receiver Brendan Schweitzer.
Number 19, Mel Lawson III down there running with him. Oh, wait a minute, who is number 19?
Melvin Lawson III.
I think I spoke to that young man at summer practice one day. He told me he was going to be filling the big shoes of Daquan Render, the Northwest defender from last year.
Good rhyming.
Says he's going to give a good account of himself.
Trips right again and flags. Offsides on Northwest. Give 5 to the Hurricane. Ball spotted now at the 41-yard line. This is the game that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend.
Well, they don't play that sport in the country you're talking.
McCune pass is complete to number 9.
Clock stopped for the chain
So
gang
Grant
to get
Massey.
it up the street. Whistle blows the clock back and going. 2:46 left to go in the game.
2-minute drill in
rolling
full
to
force.
his right.
McCune airs it out.
That ball would be down right there where it's caught at the 42-yard line of the Knights.
Brendan Schweitzer on that catch. Ball spotted at the 42-yard line in Northwest territory now. Clock resumes. 2.5 left in this contest.
See, this is where if McCune could run one of these balls and get out of bounds.
McCune. Ball is nearly intercepted, deflected. Ball's incomplete, stops the clock. 2:23 left. 2nd and 10.
Number 24, Kevin Coffey, jumped the route for the Knight defenders, but in and out of his breadbasket. Got a couple of these Hurricane fans talking about jumping and taking the leap. And I don't think they mean the one of faith.
Bungee jumping, I think that was.
Thought it was the jumping that ended in the splat.
No,
Here's
no
McCune
Wile E.
rolling
Coyote
right.
around. Incomplete through the fingertips of Brendan Schweitzer. Coverage by Mr. Melvin Lawson III.
Mel Law 3.
ML3?
ML3, yeah.
Sounds like a video game.
Video game, huh? I'm old school. I don't know about that stuff.
Pac-Man.
Asteroids, okay.
How about
Hyperspace.
Tetris?
Who?
Tetris?
Never heard of.
Oh. Space Invaders?
Yeah, I heard of him.
I like Space Invaders. Takes me back. McCune in the pistol again. Rothak looks right. Pass forward.
That's complete.
And he'll be caught.
Adrian Young.
Mr. Adrian Young getting some good looks in this game also.
Adrian Young definitely gets the game ball for the Hurricane. I don't know. For the Knights, we get his game ball to... Who would get the game ball for the Knights? Tristan Snow.
You're my color guy. You get to give the game ball out. I have no say in that. McCune. Pass. Complete. Turn around and
Young.
still on his feet. Picking up more down to the 16-yard line.
He should have went out of bounds.
Adrian Young caught on that. Gets the catch on that, excuse me.
McCune rolls to his left and he throws that ball, but Young should have just went on ahead and took it out of bounds and kept that clock stopped. Because when they, yeah, see, it's rolling again. All right,
Ball
Knight.
on the Northwest 16-yard line. McCune in the
Knight
pistol.
defender needs to intercept this
McCune
ball.
looks, rolls
McCune is
left,
not going to run.
has room.
effectively.
Now he's on the sideline. He'll get down inside the 10.
Clock's still running. Timeout call.
And we'll have it, looks like a timeout called
Powder
by
Hurricane.
Wilmington. Stops the clock. Looks like their final timeout. It'll be 2nd down from the 8-yard line. 1 timeout left for Northwest. Wilmington has used up all 3 of their clock stop tickets.
Certainly, Northwest comes in here tonight. They've defended the castle, and even though they're not playing at home, they've come in here, crashed the Hurricane homecoming affair. And next week, I don't know. Next week might be the Northwest homecoming. I'm just guessing,
It's
but
the third from last home game. It might be the Harrison game. So ball spotted on the Northwest 8-yard line. 2nd and 2 from the 8-yard line. With 1:18 on the clock. Can Wilmington put up another score before time expires?
this is where you want to watch Mr. Number 8, Adrian Young.
McCune takes the
That's who
snap
he's
back.
going to try to use to
Looks
beat
out.
you. McCune, you
Keeps
don't
it,
want to run.
runs forward. He's still behind the line of scrimmage. Pass overthrown, intended for Adrian Young in the back corner.
– 111.
So 1:11 left. Clock stops. 3rd and 2. Of course, one of that back of the end zone plays was a little controversial last night up at Welcome Stadium.
Oh, that was, like I said, you can't argue with success. They wouldn't have lost the game even if they would have made the correct call off that one play. It was,
McCune back, looks under
McCune,
pressure,
you're about to get rattled, bro.
and he'll be taken down for a loss. Back to the 10-yard line. Call it a 2-yard loss. 3rd and 4. Clock ticks under a minute left. One more play for Wilmington to try and put a score on the board. Otherwise, that may wrap us.
Well, at this point, Wilmington, they might as well try a direct snap to Mr. Number 8, Adrian Young.
McCune back.
Here he goes.
Looks. Rolls right. He's got room on the right side. One to beat. He's in! Cody McCune into the end zone. A 10-yard rush. Makes it 13-30.
McCune, he got the night defense spread out. Everyone was looking for Mr. Number 8, Adrian Young, up there in the left flat up there for the fade, but McCune tucked it in and says, I'm going to try to run this one more time here. Of course, Cody McCune, he's a senior.
Yes,
and this is his last homecoming, so he definitely wants good account of himself.
Penalty flag before the snap. Offside on
Nice.
Northwest.
Will they go for a 2-point conversion now? Might as well not.
Half the distance to the goal, which would put it on the 1.5-yard line. Mr. Constant arranges everything to his liking before stepping back.
So the Knights are going to have to defend against this onside kick.
Kick is up. Good. Fire in the hole.
I'm sure Coach Mehan is pleased with this victory on the one hand, but on the other hand, he may want to address some lapse of focus late in this game that let these guys make this score
Take a look at this touchdown
semi-respectable.
again.
Yeah,
Adrian Young was on the left side
yeah,
and under heavy coverage.
and he didn't even really look at him. I guess he must have wanted to run that all the way from the giddy-up. And, you know, it's good. Good
Look
on
at that block that came in just before.
Yeah. You know, you kind of wonder if they'd have started playing like this earlier. Of course, the Knights are playing that somewhat prevent. They got their hands team up here now, looking for an onside kick.
Possibly
27 seconds left to go in the game.
Taj White on that block. Or excuse me. Wilmington getting the block number. Could have been Dylan Robinson. So Wilmington looked like they're setting up for a regular kick. With 27.4, there's no chance to get it close with an onside kick. That may be just
Here we
a bit
go.
of a squibber. Caught straight in front by number 8. Looks like number 2 for Northwest. Cortez McGinnis. Northwest will have a 1st and 10 with 26.5 seconds left. And if they don't take a knee, I'd be surprised.
Well, you know, they'll take this knee more than likely and get this game, get their team and their nation headed back down to the Knights' crib over there. Get ready for next week. And again, we got teams in the neighborhood. We don't know how the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls did tonight, but we know by the Warriors' win last night at Winton Woods and the Knights tonight, that's 2 out of the 3 that are still, undefeated, correct?
Northwest?
Is Northwest undefeated?
Yeah.
Mount Healthy's undefeated?
Mount Healthy was undefeated, yes, coming in. Or no, they had 1 loss coming into this. So that'll do it. Corey Roberson takes the snap and a knee. 20 seconds left. Teams are already lining up for the handshake. 30-14 will be our final score here from Townsend Field at Williams Stadium. Coming up next for each team, Northwest hosts Talawanda. Wilmington will travel just inside the Ohio border, just about 2-3 miles away from Indiana to Harrison. Waycross will be covering the Winton Woods and Renaissance Christian game for week 6. We'll be covering the Northwest Harrison and Northwest Mount Healthy games in weeks 9 and 10, respectively. Final thoughts, Jacob?
Final thoughts, it's good to see the Northwest Knights improving on their record, their season, moving the ball around amongst various contributors, multiple go-to gamers for the Knights. And as we turn into the second half of the season, it's going to be very much fun to watch. All these local teams in the hunt, and us covering these games, getting fed good vittles at halftime. Who knows? We could do this till we retire, JC.
Till we retire. If you'd like to get involved in this and get some of the good food and good grub and good fun we have here, you can give us a call at 513-825-2429. You can check us out online, www.waycross.tv/volunteer. Quick look at final stats. Northwest, 22 first downs, Wilmington 14. Northwest, 51 total offensive plays for 427 yards. Wilmington, 51 plays for 256. Northwest, 2 from 6 from third down, 4 for 12 for Wilmington. Both teams 100% from the red zone. So that's it for us here from Wilmington High School. Once again, Mr. Ed Blom, the athletic director of Wilmington, and everyone here at Wilmington, the college and the high school, thank you for your fantastic hospitality. Thanks to the volunteers who came up: Greg Evans, Butch Colbreth, Kent Lips, Hugh Staples, and the man with the grand plan in the truck, Mr. Tony Suarez. Don't forget, you follow us on Twitter at Waycross, and like us on Facebook, Waycross Info. Hey, we'll see you next time. For Jacob Williams, John Palmer, once again, your final score: Northwest Knights 30, Wilmington Hurricane 14.
Copies of this program are available for $20 each. Send program title along with your address and check or money order to Waycross Community Media. Attention Dub Coordinator, 2086 Waycross Road, Forest Park, Ohio 45240. Or buy securely on the web at www.waycross.tv.